So you got a blank roll. Let's figure out what happened.
Are you coming?
Blank rolls happen to everybody, and some would say it's a rite of passage for every film shooter. Let's head to the dark room and take a look at some negatives and talk about what went wrong. So let's start by looking at some normal negatives. This top strip here, as you can see, has images, as well as the film rebate on the top and bottom. Now the film rebate tells you the film stock and the frame numbers, and has a DX code on the bottom. Now the film rebate is also an indicator of whether or not the film was developed properly, which brings us to the next strip, which only has a film rebate visible. Now this tells us the film was developed properly, but something happened either in camera or with your metering. Alright, so the most common reason for blank roll is user error when loading the camera. So what typically happens is people do not pull out enough of the leader or insert it far enough into the takeout spool. And then they close the door and they start shooting. So what's happening is the film is never getting advanced while they're shooting. Alright, so how to prevent that is to make sure you fully insert the leader into the takeout spool. And before you close the door, advance the film while it is open and visually confirm that it is on the takeout spool properly. Then you can close the door. And as you're shooting, you want to watch the film rewind knob, because it'll spin as you advance the film. So point and shoot cameras, same thing. You want to make sure you pull enough of the leader out so the take-up spool can grab onto it. And then once you close the door, listen to the motor, and then watch the film counter change from 0 or E to 1. Alright, so another reason this could happen is maybe you had some settings wrong. So say you just finished a roll of 800T, and you're putting in a roll of 50D, but you forgot to change your ISO dial. That would cause severe underexposure. Now also, if you're shooting in manual, say you had your shutter speed really fast in a low light situation, that would also cause severe underexposure. What can also happen is you accidentally give us a brand new roll that was never shot. Now to prevent that, you gotta stay organized. So after you finish your roll, I always draw an X on the canister and keep it separate from my fresh rolls. Now blank rolls can also be caused by your camera malfunctioning. So to check if your camera's working, make sure that your aperture is opening and closing properly, and that your shutter is opening and closing at the correct times. So you want to change your shutter speed and just go through all the speeds and visually confirm that you can see light coming through every time you fire, and that each shutter sound sounds correct. Now another malfunction that can cause blank rolls is your light meter being really off. So if you have another camera, compare the light meter readings between the two, or if you don't have another camera, get some light meter apps on your phone and take some readings and compare. So this next strip is completely clear. There's no film rebate or images visible at all. This means that something happened in development. Now in film developing, there's developer, stop, and fix. So how this happens is when you mix them up and do the fixer first instead of the developer.
Some fire in this shit this time, for sure. Some fire. You're gonna like it.
Yeah.
You're liking it.
Did you rewind?
Yeah, I rewinded it.
So the last kind of blank roll looks like this. It's completely black, you can't see through it, and there's nothing on it. This means that the film was exposed to light before developing. And how that happens is someone either pulled the film out of the canister, or you open the back of the camera before rewinding it, exposing the film to light. Alright, so hopefully with this information and tips, you'll never have a blank roll again. But if you do, you'll at least have an idea of what happened. Be sure to share this with your friends, whether they're new or veteran film shooters. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. And if you have any other questions or comments, shoot us a DM.